Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's Jo here. I hope you're all well and having a wonderful day. If you're new here, I'm Jo. I do craft videos. I do 3 a week, Monday, Wednesdays and Fridays. And then I also do Poundland hauls and charity shop finds. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you leave a comment, I will reply. And if you've not subscribed and you want to see more from me, then it'd be wonderful if you joined our family and friends. If you're returning, as always, my friends, welcome back. Thank you for your continued support. It's been absolutely amazing. I've got quite a few new subscribers, so I just want to say thank you to everybody who's subscribed. And yeah, we'll get into today's video and how I made my little fish scene. So I made some birds not that long ago. I will insert a picture here, and I wanted to make some fish as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just taking a piece of paper and I'm using a ruler and a pencil, and I'm just going to draw a cross, and this is so we can start to draw our template of our fish. So now that I have got my cross, I'm going to start to draw the outline until I've got something like this. And then I'm going to fold the paper in half to cut it. So I'm just folding the fish in half. And then I'm going to use a pair of scissors and I'm going to cut along the fold, so that when we open it up, the fish will be symmetrical. And we have our template. So I'm just using some card that I've got. It's off the front of a scrapbook pad, and I'm just going to draw the fish out 3 times and cut these out. And then to decorate them, I'm going to use some scrapbook paper. I picked this up in a charity shop a while ago. I think I paid 50p for it. So I'm just going to pull out some colours of paper that I like. And I'm going to do like a yellow colour and blue. And then for the back, I'm going to use some of the scrapbook paper from Poundland. This is from the Let It Snow collection. And I'm just going to pick a paper, which is this one. And I'm using this for the backing because it's not printed very well around the outside. So that's what I'm going to use this for. So I'm going to start by decorating the front first. I'm just going to glue them to the back of the paper and then cut them out, and then I'm going to decorate the back using the other scrapbook paper. Once all my fish are now cut out and covered, I'm going to start to decorate around the outside. So I'm a cross stitcher, so I have a lot of cheap threads. I have my expensive set that I use for my large projects, and then I have a load of cheap ones that I've picked up from charity shops that I use for different crafts. So I'm just going to pull out some colours to match my fish. You don't have to use thread, you could use wool, you could use ribbon, you could put whatever you want around the fish, but I'm going to do some thread and rope. And now I've picked my colours to match my fish, I'm going to start to decorate around the outside. So I'm going to do some wrapping of rope. I've done this in quite a few projects recently. I absolutely love the effect. I'm not going to do it in all my projects, don't worry. But like I said, you could use anything that you want to decorate around the outside of the fish. But for my fish, I'm going to use some rope that I pick up from a DIY shop. And I'm just going to quickly hold the rope in place to measure the length that I need. I'm going to cut this to size, and then I'm going to cut 3 lengths exactly the same length. and then I'm going to start to wrap my rope. So I'm going to do one piece of rope in each of the 3 colours that I picked for each fish. I'm just going to glue the thread at the end of the rope to start it off, and then I'm just going to start to wrap it around, making sure it's nice and tight and the rope is completely covered, and I'm going to work my way down to the end of the length and then glue in place. It took me about 40 minutes to do these 3 pieces, so not too long. And once all 3 pieces of rope are done, we can move on to the next step. So now I've got my 3 lengths of rope now covered in the thread. I'm going to place my fish where I want them to be. Now originally I was going to have them swimming up. In the end I decided to have them sideways, but I'm just going to overlap them where I want them to sit so that I know where I'm going to start to glue the rope so we can hide the joins. So the first one, or the bottom fish, I'm going to start to glue there. So I'm just trimming off the excess rope that's sticking out the end. And I need to get some new scissors. These are so blunt and I don't have anything to sharpen them with. But I'm just going to start here and work my way around adding hot glue. And I'm going to do that to all 3 fish. So here are my 3 fish. So the join was there, the join was there, and then the one on the top I've put in the centre at the front. So now I'm just overlapping them how I want. And then once I'm completely happy with them, I'm going to start to glue them in place. I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to start off with until I'm happy, and then I'll go back and add more glue. So now for the eyes, I'm just using some little black gems that I found. I didn't even know I had these, and I'm going to use one for each of the fish, and I'm just going to place them roughly where I want to glue them. I do end up moving one of them later on once I decided that I was going to have the fish swimming sideways instead of up. But for now, I'm just going to glue them in the place that I'm putting them. So I'm going to glue these in place, and I'll just show you an easy way of doing them. If you take a little bit of white tack or blue tack and use it to pick up the gem, then add your glue, and then you can place it where you want it to be. It's just a lot easier than trying to use tweezers, like so. So this is where I decided that I wanted the fish to be swimming to the side instead of up, because originally I was going to just have them hanging with some rope, but now I've decided I'm going to have them this way. So what I've had to do is I've had to take one of the eyes off, and I've slightly ripped the paper where I was taking it off. So I'm just going to stick one of the starfish just over it so it hides where the paper's ripped. And yeah, I'm going to stick the eye back where it wants to be. And then originally I was going to have some rope going from the top. So what I did was I cut 3 lengths of rope, and I made sure they were longer than what I actually wanted, because I'm going to plait these or braid these. So I cut 3 to this length, and then I wrapped them in 3 different colour threads, and then plaited them to make the rope. I didn't end up using all this, I ended up using a little bit later on, but that's how I made that section. These are the colours that I'm going to pick. I haven't got the same ones that I did the fish, but I've picked some that are similar. And I'm going to do that now. It took me about an hour and a half. And then I'll be back. So this is where I made the decision to have them standing up. So I'm taking a wooden skewer and I'm just placing it roughly where I want it to be, and I'm going to cut this with some wire cutters, and then I'm going to glue this in place. So I'm just making sure that I put a decent amount of glue at the back of the fish in the center. And then I'm just going to add a little bit more glue just to make sure it's nice and secure. And then I'm going to let that dry. So for the base, I'm using one of these little wooden plaques. These are from Wish. I think you get about 6 in a pack for £1, and I've made a small hole with a knife. If you've got a drill, then obviously that would be perfect. I don't own a drill, so I just used a knife and carved out a little hole that was wide enough to let the wooden skewer sit in place. And then this is the rope that I plaited, and I'm going to now glue this around the outside of the wooden plaque, just using some hot glue. So now that the rope is glued around my little wooden plaque, I'm going to make sure that the joins of the rope are at the back, and I'm going to glue the fish in place. So I'm going to fill the hole with hot glue and make sure that it's overflowing. And then I'm going to stick the skewer in place and hold it until it dries. So now I'm taking one of the Poundland Easter trees, and I'm going to take this apart, and I'm going to cut the bottom of it off with some wire cutters. So the tree comes with 3 sections. I'm going to cut off one section so I can put some at the front. And I'm going to glue the tall section to the back, roughly around about there. And then I'm going to add the smaller section at the front, which I'll cut to size. I'm going to glue both of them in place. And then to finish off, I'm just going to add some shells around the bottom to hide the wood, and it'll be finished. And here it is, my little fish display. I'm so happy with the colours that I picked for the fish. The paper that I got from the charity shop was absolutely gorgeous, and I keep looking to see if I can find any more online, but I haven't managed to find any yet. But yeah, I'm really happy with it, and I'm glad I didn't hang it up in the end. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video, guys. I will see you on Wednesday for my next video. It's going to be an upcycle from the charity shop. So yeah, enjoy your week, take care for now, and I'll see you on Wednesday. Bye.